Welcome to ComfortTV.channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. My name is Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us this morning. In the headlines, Vice President Shettima declares end to era of economic instability. NAFDAC launches new initiatives to protect women and children's health. Protest at National Assembly over delay in Ramat's confirmation as NEC chair. Former Army chief criticizes Wike over confrontation with military officer in Abuja. Igbo group hails federal government's move for Senator Ekweremadu's repatriation from the UK. Navy chief assures renewed commitment to national security. On business, Nigeria's finance minister reassures investors on capital gains tax. Central bank unveils strategy to tame inflation, drive 7% GDP. On the foreign scene, South Korean rescuers recover fifth body from collapsed power plant tower. UN reports over 1,200 deaths in Haiti violence over 3 months. And on sports, Super Eagles captain says he is unfazed by Aubameyang threat. Moses Itaoma wins Breakthrough Athlete of the Year. Now the news. Vice President Kashim Shettima said the administration of President Tinubu has succeeded in putting an end to the regimes of volatility and unpredictability that once characterized Nigeria's economy. According to him, global economic uncertainties, shocks, shifting alliances, and the rapid displacement of traditional jobs by emerging technologies have compelled the administration to act daringly. The vice president disclosed this on Tuesday in Abuja when he declared open the Digital Nigerian International Conference and Exhibition 2025, noted that the ongoing reforms undertaken by the President Tinubu administration are already stabilizing the economy, just as they have inspired investor confidence and attracted commendations from independent observers. He observed that the vision of the conference and exhibition, with the theme Innovation for a Sustainable Digital Future, accelerating growth, inclusion, and global competitiveness, aligns perfectly with President Tinubu's economic reform agenda, because the future the administration is building is one where the young Nigerian takes the front seat, sits at the decision-making table, and has a voice in shaping destiny. The vice president stated that the watchword for Nigeria's long-term stability is digital, noting that however the nation must set its priorities right, if it must move beyond the quick wins of simple apps to building deep tech solutions that address foundational challenges in agriculture, health, logistics, and governance. Vice President Shettima pointed out that Nigeria cannot keep lamenting its absence at the table in the previous industrial revolutions, when the current digital wave has offered the nation a redemptive opportunity to define its own terms in the next chapter of global progress. He solicited the support of the private sector, including economic experts, stating that the government cannot achieve its goal without them, just as he described them as the pillar of the nation's digital economy, as well as the innovators, the disruptors, the dreamers who turn possibilities into progress. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has launched 3 major initiatives aimed at improving maternal, newborn, and child health promotion, nutrition, and combating substandard and falsified medical products across Nigeria. The initiatives, the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health plus Nutrition, the NAFDAC Office of the Women and Children's Health, and the National Action Plan on Prevention, Detection and Response to Substandard and Falsified Medical Products, were unveiled in Abuja. Speaking at the launch, the Director General of NAFDAC, Mojisola Adedeye, described the initiative as a defining moment in Nigeria's efforts to strengthen health systems and safeguard vulnerable groups, particularly women and children. Mrs. Adedeye said the initiatives are interconnected pillars that demonstrate NAFDAC's unwavering commitment to protecting the most vulnerable in society. She added that the agency will collaborate with relevant ministries, non-governmental organizations, and the private sector to support the local production of pediatric medicines and menstrual hygiene products. Also speaking at the event, the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mr. Muhammad Pate, commended NAFDAC for introducing the initiatives, which he said align with President Bola Tinubu's health reform priorities. Mr. Partey noted that maternal mortality has dropped by 17% and newborn deaths by 10% in recent years, but said the country still has a long way to go to achieve desired outcomes. Some indigents of Kano State staged a peaceful protest at the National Assembly to demand the immediate screening and confirmation of Engineer Abdullahi Garba Ramat as chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission (NEC). The protesters, who arrived in several Kano Line branded and coastal buses, carried placards and banners with inscriptions such as Tinubu's nomination should be respected, Akpabio and Barao must stop undermining President Tinubu, among others. The demonstration followed what they described as the Senate's delay in confirming Engineer Ramat weeks after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu formally nominated him for the position. President Tinubu had on October 7, 2025 forwarded a letter to the Senate seeking Engineer Ramat's confirmation as NEC's chairman. The letter was read during plenary by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio. However, more than a month later, the upper chamber has yet to act on the president's request. Reacting to the growing public concern, Senate spokesman Senator Yemi Adaramodu said the delay was due to several petitions filed against the nominee. He also denied widespread allegation that the Senate leadership had received a $10 million bribe to block Engineer Ramat's confirmation. Addressing newsmen during the protest, the leader, Mr. Ahmed I. Suleiman, said the Senate has no justification to withhold Engineer Ramat's confirmation after he has already been screened and recommended by the Senate Committee on Power, chaired by Senator Iginaya Abaribe. In a letter addressed to Senator Akpabio and copied to President Tinubu, Kano State Governor Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf and Deputy Senate President Senator Barau Jibrin, the protesters urged the National Assembly to act without further delay, adding that the continued delay sent the wrong signals about the credibility of the confirmation process and could discourage qualified Nigerians from public service. Former Chief of Army Staff General Tukur has faulted the conduct of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT Wike during his confrontation with military personnel over a disputed plot of land in Abuja. The incident, captured in videos that circulated widely on Tuesday, showed Minister Wike engaging in an intense argument with soldiers stationed at the property site in the nation's capital. The exchange drew widespread public attention and raised concerns about the growing tension between civil authorities and security institutions. Reacting to the development, General Buratai described the confrontation as a serious breach of military protocol and a matter that goes beyond personal differences. He said the altercation represented a potential threat to national security as it could erode the respect for established authority and weaken the chain of command within the armed forces. The former army chief emphasized that incidents of this nature could set a dangerous precedent, particularly if senior government officials are seen challenging or disregarding uninformed officers performing their duties. Such acts, he warned, have the capacity to undermine the morale of the military and distort the disciplined relationship between the armed forces and the civilian leadership. General Buratai urged Minister Wike to take responsibility for his actions by tendering a public apology to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in his capacity as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and to the officer involved in the altercation. He maintained that a prompt and sincere apology will not only reaffirm respect for institutional hierarchy but also help restore public confidence in the government's commitment to the rule of law and mutual respect amongst its officials. He further called for a careful review of the circumstances surrounding the incident to prevent a recurrence, stressing that the military remains a critical pillar of national stability that must be treated with utmost respect and restraint by all members of the political class. The President General of the Coalition of Southeast Youth Leaders, Mr. Goodluck Ibim, has backed the federal government's move to have former Deputy Senate President Senator Ike Ekweremadu serve the remaining of his prison sentence in Nigeria. Senator Ekweremadu was convicted in the United Kingdom for organ trafficking after attempting to bring a 21-year-old Lagos street vendor to Britain for kidney transplant for his daughter Sonia. He was sentenced to 9 years and 8 months under the UK Modern Slavery Act in May 2023 and remained in prison, while his wife, Beatrice, received 4 years and 6 months and was released early in 2025. A medical middleman, Dr. Obinna Obeta, was sentenced to 10 years. Spokesperson for Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Al-Qasim Abdul-Kadir, confirmed that the federal government was in consultations with the United Kingdom regarding Ekweremada's transfer to the Nigerian correctional facility. Mr. Ibn praised the Tinubu government for showing compassion over the Ekweremada case and urged UK authorities to cooperate fully. While noting that the Southeast Zone was not averse to the need for a fair process, he also made a case for the dignified handling of cases of prominent figures who have significantly contributed to the development of society. However, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, through its spokesperson Dr. Ezechi Tukur, said the matter has not yet been discussed by the group and therefore offered no official response to the matter. The Chief of Naval Staff, CNS Vice Admiral Idi Abbas, said the Nigerian Navy would do its utmost best in addressing the country's prevailing security challenges. Vice Admiral Abbas gave the assurance when he visited the newly established Nigerian Navy Special Operations Command and other Navy formations, including the Nigerian Navy Provost Regulating School in Makurdi. The CNS, while interacting with newsmen, said that the Nigerian Navy, under his leadership, would work with other security agencies in tackling the challenges. He promised to work with the stakeholders to make the country secure, better, and greater. According to the naval chief, oil production has increased as a result of improved security in the region, and they would sustain the efforts to ensure that it improves further. Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue, who received the CNS, pledged support to all security agencies to succeed in the assignment of securing the nation. This is ComfortTV.channel news. We return shortly with business, foreign and sports news. Many thanks for staying tuned to Comfort TV, the channel news. We bring you business news. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edo, has reassured investors of the federal government's commitment to balanced outcomes on capital gains tax. Mr. Edo gave the assurance at the Nigerian Exchange closing gong ceremony held to commemorate the listing of the Ministry of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Investment Fund Series 2 in Lagos. According to the NGX, the listing occurred amid cautious trading in the equities market as investors recalibrated portfolios in response to global and domestic economic development. Analysts noted that while liquidity remains robust, aligning fiscal policies with investor expectations is crucial for sustaining confidence and deepening long-term market participation. Mr. Edon assured stakeholders that the government had taken note of concerns regarding the capital gains tax and will continue consultations with the market to ensure its fair implementation. Group Managing Director of NGX Group, Mr. Temi Popula, reaffirmed the capital market's role as a driver of inclusive growth and urged the government to ensure balanced policy outcomes. The ceremony also underscored the collaboration between the federal government, MOFI, and private sector in mobilizing innovative financing in the Nigerian housing sector. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and the Federal Ministry of Finance have jointly unveiled a comprehensive economic framework known as the Disinflation and Growth Association Strategy, DGAS, designed to achieve a minimum of 7% annual gross domestic product (GDP) while steadily reducing inflation to single digits. The monetary and fiscal authorities also aim to reduce inflation to single digits within 24 months, achieving non-oil GDP growth of at least 7% by 2027 and create approximately 5 million jobs through DGAS-linked interventions. The strategy represents a unified fiscal and monetary framework that integrates reform and implementation plans to reposition the Nigerian economy for stability, productivity, and competitiveness. Excerpts of the documents were revealed at the 2025 Executive Seminar organized by the CBN in Abuja. The DGAS document was co-created by the Ministry of Finance and the CBN as part of the government's broader economic reform agenda. It marks what Minister of State for Finance Dr. Doris Uzoka Anite described as the second wave of reforms following earlier policy action on foreign exchange liberalization and energy pricing. On the foreign scene, South Korean rescue teams have recovered the fifth body from beneath the wreckage of a collapsed boiler tower at a thermal power plant in the southeastern city of Ulsan. The recovery comes as part of ongoing efforts to locate the remaining workers who went missing after the catastrophic collapse. The search and recovery operation intensified following controlled demolitions of 2 other boiler towers. These demolitions were conducted to create safer conditions and facilitate access for rescue teams searching for the 3 workers who were still unaccounted for following the initial collapse, the Yonhap News reported. The incident occurred last Thursday when the number 5 boiler tower unexpectedly collapsed, trapping a total of 7 workers beneath the debris. Rescue teams have so far recovered 5 bodies, leaving 2 workers still missing. Fire officials later reported that one of the remaining workers has been located but is presumed dead, underscoring the severe impact of the accident and the ongoing risk faced by emergency responders at the site. Authorities continue to conduct search operations amid heightened safety measures as investigations into the cause of the collapse are underway. The tragedy has drawn attention to safety protocols at industrial facilities across the region, prompting calls for more stringent oversight and preventive measures to avoid similar incidents in the future. The United Nations has reported that 1,247 people were killed and 710 injured in Haiti between July and September as gang violence and security operations continue to devastate communities. The UN's quarterly report from the United Nations Integrated Office in Haiti also highlighted growing concerns over child exploitation and widespread sexual violence. Since 2021, following the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse, gang activity has dominated Port-au-Prince, with the capital now estimated to be 85% under gang control. More than 1.3 million Haitians have been displaced, marking the largest population displacement in the country's history due to political instability. The UN report identified multiple actors responsible for the violence, including armed gangs, self-defense groups, unorganized civilians, and Haitian security forces conducting ground operations and airstrikes. While 30% of killings was linked to gang activity, the majority, 61%, resulted from operations by Haitian security forces, including drone strikes and ground operations involving expressive force. An additional 9% of deaths were attributed to self-defense groups and lynch mobs. Men accounted for 83% of victims, with women and children comprising 14% and 3% respectively. The UN continues to call for urgent measures to protect civilians, prevent child exploitation, and restore law and order amid escalating insecurity in Haiti. On sports, Super Eagle captain William Troost Ekong is confident of stopping Gabonese striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang when Nigeria and Gabon face off today in one of the semi-finals of the 2026 World Cup African Playoffs in Morocco. After emerging as the best second-place teams from the qualifying series, Nigeria, Gabon, Cameroon, and DR Congo are competing for a potential place at the World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. Their first hurdle in the longer journey is today as the Eagles face the Panthers, while DR Congo and Cameroon meet in the other fixture. The winner will advance to a final on Sunday, with the victor earning a place in the Intercontinental Playoffs scheduled for March 2026 in Mexico. Ahead of the match, Aubameyang remains the undisputed leader of the Panthers, having scored 7 goals in 5 appearances during the qualifiers at 36 years old. Gabon emerged the best second runners-up in all the 9 qualification groups and hinged their hopes of an upset on the 36-year-old, who was turned out for English Premier League side Arsenal and German Bundesliga top team Borussia Dortmund, and is now with former European champions Olympique Marseille in France. Captain Troost Ekong, while analyzing their opponent, acknowledged the Marseille striker but noted he is aware of his game. Reflecting on the team's struggle during the qualifiers, the former Udinese and Watford defender also acknowledged the frustration but praised the squad's resilience. He said Nigeria had been victorious in 5 of 9 previous encounters with Gabon at the senior men's level, while 3 of the 9 matches have ended in draws. Nigerian heritage heavyweight boxer Moses Itaoma has been named the Breakthrough Athlete of the Year at the 2025 British Sports Award, recognizing a remarkable year that confirmed his rise amongst the sport's brightest young talents. The 20-year-old, who boasts a perfect professional record of 13 wins with 11 stoppages, got his most notable victory in August when he stopped Dillian White in the first round in Saudi Arabia. The emphatic win propelled him into genuine contender status within the heavyweight division. Italma, who fights on the Queensberry promotion, will next face American heavyweight Jermaine Franklin on January 24 at Manchester's Co-op Live Arena. Franklin, a durable fighter who has previously gone the distance with both Anthony Joshua and Wike, is yet to be stopped in 26 professional contests. Italma was in Nigeria for the first time for the country's 65th Independence Day celebrations, appearing at various events including Chaos in the Ring boxing card at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena in Lagos on October 1, 2025. And that's our news bulletin this morning, but before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. Vice President Shatima declares end to era of economic instability. NAFDAC launches new initiatives to protect women and children's health. Protest at National Assembly over delay in Ramat's confirmation as next year. Former Army Chief criticizes Wike over confrontation with military officer in Abuja. Igbo Group hails federal government's move for Equatorial Matters repatriation from UK. Navy Chief assures renewed commitment to national security. On business, Nigeria's finance minister reassures investors on capital gains tax. Foreign, South Korea rescuers recover fifth body from collapsed power plant tower. And on sports, Super Eagles captain says he is unfazed by Aubameyang threat. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates. My name is Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected.